I went on to my freshman stats and I looked up the exact number of innings that I played to see if I could have gone back and redshirted.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
How long did you feel that? Do you still feel that?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer for that one.
Do you remember kind of your mentality around that time?
Hanging it up? Oh yeah, it was terrible. It took everything possible to just not like start bawling when I was like hung up the cleats. But I just stopped working out. I just stopped lifting. I was like, there's no point. I'm not lifting for anything. I'm not preparing. I'm not trying to be stronger for anything. The 12-inch softball league, you could only hit one home run per game. Sometimes they would go out of the park and it was an out. That was annoying. It's just too similar to baseball. It just kind of made me like miss the game for sure.
I need something that's more different than what I was highly
Right.
competitive in.
But like if you threw me out in the field, then nobody would call me an athlete probably right now. But
I still fully believe that is a lie. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I want to go play baseball.
Today we're sitting down with Zach Gallion, a true multi-sport kid who grew up playing everything from basketball to golf, but went all in on baseball. He played 4 years of D3 and ultimately had to decide between playing pro in Panama or moving on to the next phase to figure out who he was going to be after the game. Are you an athlete?
Currently? So that's the question, right?
However you take it.
I would describe myself as a retired athlete probably, but like I would still say that I try to maintain my athleticism.
Yeah.
But in terms of an actual athlete, yeah, my time is probably done.
How does your brain define that?
Being an athlete?
Yeah.
I think you're playing sports at some sort of like competitive level, like for something.
Yeah.
If that means
It's like that.
if it's high school, college, professionally, I'm more of the sense that if you're playing in a club, like for fun, like I play Monday night softball league, like
Fantastic.
I don't think that that's me being an athlete. That's old man softball league. So is it competition? Yes. But is it an athlete? No, in my opinion.
Fair. That's allowed.
So
That's allowed.
Yeah.
Give us a brief rundown. What is your athletic history?
Okay.
What things? Obviously, I met you in college as a collegiate baseball player.
Right.
But what things did you do growing up? What were kind of your sports through high school?
Yeah, so sports through high school, I played baseball, basketball, golf.
Okay.
I played 1 year of soccer, 1 year of football. Wasn't for me. And it was kind of funny. In middle school, we didn't have a baseball team, so I played golf, and that's when I really got into golf.
Gotcha.
And then high school, I switched to all baseball,
Okay.
starting freshman year.
So by high school, you knew.
Yeah,
You were
I focused on that's what I wanted to do. When coming into freshman year, I was really short. I was probably like 5'6", 5'7".
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
What?
And so I was like, I'm just going to stick to baseball. I don't really need to be that big to play baseball.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to grow eventually because my dad's like as tall as me.
And you were how tall?
I'm 6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But
So that's a big,
yeah,
a big
growth
high
spurt.
school growth spurt for this one.
So I did play like club or whatever you want to call it, intramurals of basketball.
Yeah.
And everybody, I don't know, I played golf as much as I could when I was a kid, but baseball was my sport. That was what I based the majority of my college decision on.
Yeah.
Was sports. I wanted to find a school, and that's why I found DePaul. Like, if something happened to me, career-ending injury or whatever, I would still like the school. But other than that, like I was like getting recruited to go play a sport there. So.
Yeah. But that also is so critical. And I think your goal is to play all 4 years, right? It's like you go to a college, you pick a school, you want to play all 4 years. That's not a reality for everyone.
Right.
You know, you want it to be, but picking a school that you know if you don't still do that, or if you find something that piques your interest more, I feel is very critical.
Yep.
And is an important part kind of the recruiting process and all of that too.
I had this conversation a couple times recently with friends that if I didn't have a sport, I mean, I'm 33. It's easy to say this now, and the mindset I think is sort of changing, but if I didn't play a sport, I don't know if I'd want to go to college. Like, I think it's kind of being different a little bit. And like, I think I would prefer to do a trade and like try and start my own business and and do something like that as opposed to go to college. I just don't think it's as valuable as it used to be. Everybody just kind of goes there, it seems.
Yeah.
It's like a step that you need to do. But I never would have changed it because I wanted to play a sport.
Absolutely.
So, gotta love the Air and Water Show.
Chicago, baby. Alex and I have had that conversation multiple times about still going to college, and then we have that conversation with her dad, who actively works in college admissions and financial aid and all of that. And it's interesting because we have different opinions on it, because my formal training is as a physical therapist. So for me, 100% wanted to play sports, 100% knew I wanted to go into a field that required a bachelor's degree to then get into the doctoral program. So again, it's like science route, right? It's kind of like you have to go that way. But for Alex, who does creative and runs her own business, for you that's in commercial real estate, and it's kind of a, yes, you're using skills, you got skills from being in college, but at the same time, it's like a lot of it's on the job learning and, kind of figuring out, like you said, kind of a trade, more or less. Yeah, it's really interesting how sports can play a big role in that.
Right. I think like when we were growing up, it was just something you did. It's like you go to high school, then you go to college. Like that's the next step. Yeah. And I don't know. I went to college. I wanted to be a teacher and a baseball coach.
Did you?
And then I completely pipivoted.
When did you pivot in college? Did you?
Pretty early on. I think it was either freshman or sophomore year, because I did not know. Somebody told me that you could get credentialing for like secondary education at DePaul. You couldn't. It was only like elementary, maybe middle school. They didn't have credentialing for secondary ed.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I can't do that. That doesn't make sense.
You're like, well, that kind of decides that for me a little bit.
But yeah, that's when I pivoted. I was just going to do econ business and start from there and figure it out.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Yeah.
So played college baseball all 4 years.
Yes.
Did you know you were going to be done playing baseball at the end of college? Did you have aspirations to go beyond college?
I did. I went to a tryout. Essentially, I was too slow.
That's all right.
Which, what are you going to do? But I had a chance to go play in Panama, like the country.
Yeah.
And decided not to. We had made some connections with some of the Panamanians through youth baseball, through my dad. And I went, and that was one of my study abroad things that I did for winter term.
Awesome.
I went down to Panama. I studied baseball culture down there.
Sick.
And I practiced with like one of the professional teams down there when I think it was my junior year. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that was a blast.
Yeah.
And they were like, if you get out of school, you want to come down and play on the team, like we get one player outside of Panama that we can bring in each year, and like we'll give you that spot. And I was like, okay.
Right.
And then I met Kathleen and kind of screwed everything up, but no, I'm just kidding. Damn it. No, it would have been a fun experience, but I don't know. I wouldn't have made any money. Right. Basically. And it would have just been like chasing a dream that probably would never pan out. But yeah, every kid has aspirations. I feel like if you make it to a certain level.
And I feel like too, baseball specifically, there are a lot of different leagues, levels.
Yeah.
Yes, there's obviously the major league, minor league system, but then there are so many other kind of independent clubs, still semi-professional, professional opportunities. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you remember kind of your mentality around that time? Like, do you remember the decision-making process?
Hanging it up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible. I remember shortly after school was over, I was actually waiting for my job to start.
Yeah.
I went on to my freshman stats and I looked up the exact number of innings that I played and the percentage of what it was to see if I could have gone back and redshirted.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, I looked it up. Just I was bored one day, and I was like, man, this sucks.
You've graduated. You're you're done with all your school requirements. Yeah. You played 4 years, but you were like, well, let me just see.
Yeah, because I played I think I played 20% my freshman year.
Okay.
Something around that number, and it wasn't enough to
count as a redshirt.
Redshirt, yeah.
Damn.
So, I mean, whatever. It was. It would have been such a bad mistake because I would have just went into more debt because I would have had to
Fair.
pay more money to go to school.
Yes.
Obviously, you don't get paid to go to for D3, but I did look it up. Yeah, kind of embarrassing.
That is not embarrassing. No, but I think too, this is kind of part of the whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
That whether you're able to foresee it coming and know that it's the end,
Right.
you know, for me, I knew there
Right.
weren't other basketball leagues that I was trying to go play in. I knew my next step was going to be going to PT school, you know. So it's like, even for me, knowing that it was going to be done.
Right.
And knowing all of my, if you want to call them mental health things, self-worth, all the no former athlete-esque things that I have now experienced over the last 10 years. Even like seeing those ahead of time and knowing it was going to be the end.
Yeah.
I now can't imagine for you had an opportunity to play next. Again.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
totally, but it still was. And then you had to kind of actively make the decision of, okay, I'm not going to pursue that.
Right.
And then your brain and your body was still like, well, let me see, actually.
Yeah,
Do I actually want to stick with that decision?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like hard to let it go officially.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had, I don't remember the exact name of the class, but it's public speaking.
Yeah.
Like the communication public speaking class. I took it pass fail senior year, and like that was my last speech that I gave. I like hung up the cleats and like I started like, it took everything possible to just not like start bawling when I was like giving that speech, like to end the class. Like that was our last speech, and it was so painful. And like I thought that was going to give me closure, and it still kind of like didn't. But then, yeah, I don't know. I ended up just because I have a little brother that's 12 years younger than me. And so to keep with baseball, I poured everything into coaching him. So
okay. So you went straight into coaching him after graduation.
Right.
Yeah. That's the pipeline.
Yeah.
That's the player to staying connected. Okay, I'm going to coach a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Your speech that you gave.
To this day, I don't know what I said. I kind of blacked out other than knowing that I was like choked up.
So it's called hanging up the cleats. I don't want to, but I'm doing it. And I'm having a lot of emotions right now. So I'm just going to black out through this speech and it's going to be great.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Do you own cleats now?
I own cleats for softball. Yeah. You have to, otherwise you'll slip and
there
fall.
He is. Don't worry, people. He got cleats again. He got some new cleats. A lot of big emotions.
Yeah.
How long did you feel that? Do you still feel that?
No, I don't still feel it. I feel it. My little brother had to hang him up recently because of injuries. So I felt it for him. That was a struggle.
Yeah.
But he dealt with so many injuries. He like, his story would be, I don't know if he could talk about it, but
yeah.
I feel like he found some closure because he was in and out of injuries so much.
Yeah.
It was just kind of almost a sense of relief when he decided to call it. But yeah, for me, it was a little bit different, but I wasn't a pitcher, so I didn't have the arm injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So do you feel like, in a sense, when he was done playing, did that bring closure for you too?
No, it's like I felt like I lost a little part of me because I thought he had like so much. I mean, he's 6'5", he's a left-handed pitcher, and like I think he had so much potential. Yeah. Like I just feel like he could have gone somewhere with it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out for everybody. If it did, then you wouldn't have the best of the best playing.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. Yeah. But brought up feelings for you again.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I've definitely removed myself from feeling anything. Like, everybody wishes they could go back and play. But, like, I don't have the same emotions that I did when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you think it took you to get over that?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer for that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You're allowed to not have an answer. Because also, I don't think there's not a right way.
Right.
Right? Everybody has different experiences, which is why I started a podcast and I'm talking to people. You know what I mean? Like about their transition and their experience. Because, too, I think a lot of times some people maybe are realizing it as it happens. Some people it's kind of like, oh, wow, retrospectively, I really just closed that off, AKA speaking from experience. You know, for me, it was I'm just going to move on to the next thing. And it wasn't an active dealing with the emotions, sitting with the feelings and all of that. It was more of just okay, that's there. Be proud of be proud of what you did. Be happy you had your, 4 years, you got to play college basketball.
Right.
And then now you need to focus on the next thing because that's what we do and you need to move on.
Right.
And so then it's kind of, okay, here now I'm sitting there 10 years later, it's kind of that, oh, wow, the things that made me a successful athlete and are good qualities and can be good qualities in other aspects of life as well, really also drove my decision making and drove kind of how I process things and how I internalize things.
I agree.
To where, over the last year or so, it's like, ooh, I do have big feelings. I do have emotions. I don't have to push them aside.
Right.
It's okay to feel the things.
Right.
So I totally understand you in saying that. I don't know when it felt easier, when it felt easier, it didn't feel like there was this drive to, I could still be playing, I could still be doing that thing out there.
Right.
But I also commend you for having your consistent softball league.
Yeah. Well, it's through work, so it kind of makes it easy.
Hey, that's great.
But yeah, and then Kathleen, she used to do the basketball league. In and out. In and out with children. Yeah. But you got to have something to like keep the competitive juices flowing.
With you being in the softball league and all of that, did you join that right away?
I did. So I started out at a 12-inch softball league. It was all right. I went and played and like met some people, and then I played with some old college buddies as well. So like back, no responsibilities, no kids. I was still long distance with Kathleen. Like I could play softball twice a week. Like it wasn't no.
So you did go into it kind of right away.
Yeah. And so I did go right into it right away. Yes. And so then I'd play that. And then when I came up here to Chicago, they didn't really have 12-inch. They have 16-inch, which doesn't use gloves.
Yeah.
And I like it way more because, which is going to sound weird, it's further away from baseball than the 12-inch softball league. So the 12-inch softball league with the gloves, like I like the 16-inch more because it's just a different game. It's kind of bizarre, but yeah.
That doesn't sound weird to me.
Yeah. I didn't like the 12-inch as much because it was too much like baseball.
Yeah. And why did that bother you?
Why did it bother me? I don't know. The leagues we played in, they had like certain rules. Like you could only hit one home run per game. And like, so that was stupid because if I would actually make outs. Like, because hit home run. I would just swing hard. Like I'm not like the crafty hitter that like can poke one over the first baseman's head or something like that. I just swing the bat as hard as I can and try and hit bullets. And sometimes they would go out of the park and if somebody already hit a home run, it was an out. That was annoying. And then I don't know. It's just too similar to baseball. And yeah, it just kind of made me like miss the game for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You needed a league that kept the competitiveness, a team that you were still a part of.
Yep.
But not one that was too close to what you were having to step away from.
Right. Oh, and I also bowled with my dad.
Amazing.
Bowling. So we bowled on Monday nights. He used to be a big bowler, and he would compete in like tournaments and stuff. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. But I don't think that's weird in the sense that you're like, oh no, I need something that's more different than what I was highly competitive in.
Right.
Because also, how do you turn the highly competitive side off to where the things that make you competitive, the things that make you good, your intensity that you play with.
Right.
It's like if you're bringing that into a softball league and you get an out every single time you hit a home run.
Right.
That's the opposite of the goal in baseball.
Right.
So also just like the anger that would build up inside of me and just that like
Yeah, for sure.
as athletes,
I wouldn't call it anger. It was more frustration.
okay, frustration.
Yeah.
Frustration. But as athletes, we like things to be played how they're supposed to be played.
Right.
Because that's how they're supposed to be played.
Yeah.
And we all whatever your sport, your
Mhm.
activity, your competition is in, it's kind of drilled into us that
Right.
well, you need to do it this way because otherwise how are you going to be the most successful in it?
Right.
Yeah, I'm that person that spike ball
Yeah.
started here in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
If a group of people, this is going to sound so snotty of me, but if a group of people are like at the beach and just want to all play spike ball and they're like, oh, let's just get into a circle around the spike ball and just like all hit it back and forth.
Yeah. No. Let's take turns and we'll go 2v2 and like we'll.
I knew Zach would be my guy. I will literally remove myself and just go sit in the chair and just hang out. And then everyone's like, Aaron, like come join. And I just literally, it's a boundary that I
Right.
have set for myself where I just have to be like, no, like I'm all good. Like you guys do your thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to play spike ball, it needs to be played how it's supposed to be played.
Right.
All right. Maybe that makes me a little rigid. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's also just that for me is like, okay, that's a no former athlete thing.
Yeah. For me, it would be like, okay, yeah, we can do this for now, but now when are we going to actually play?
Yes.
Like we're not playing
What's
spike
the
ball
point?
unless you actually have the
Yeah.
2v2.
Yeah. What's the point in me standing in this circle with 7 people around this little net, just like, oops, hitting it back and forth?
Yeah.
If
I
we're
could
not
just
keeping
talk and
score, why are
drink
we
a beer.
doing this?
You just stand around in a circle and drink a beer.
Exactly. Yeah. I could be doing other things
Yeah.
to chat with you. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you also having those
Yeah,
feelings.
I definitely have those feelings.
It's one of those that, again, my mind has tried to grapple with. Okay, Aaron, like, let go,
Right.
be more chill,
Right.
all of that. And then I just got to the point where I was like, okay, no, that I just have learned that that's a boundary for me.
Yeah.
And that it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay to want things played the way they're supposed to be played. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting how those things kind of sneak back up for you.
Yeah, I don't know. When I'm playing golf, I always want to have something going on.
Right.
Whether it's for money or just like you're playing for bragging rights. Like you got to have some sort of game going on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Which again, I think so many people can relate to, but at the same time, I now have kind of slowly met more people in life that didn't necessarily play sports growing up.
Right.
And like they truly don't feel that and don't feel those things. And it's funny, one of our friends, prior to, starting kind of the brand and all of this, we were telling her about it. And she was like, I never played sports. She's like, I totally wish I would have. My parents I just never really had the opportunity to try. And she's like, and I wouldn't be able to tell you what the thing is. But when I meet someone, I can pretty quickly tell you whether or not they played sports.
Right.
And she's like, I don't know what it is about you guys. I was like, well, yeah, fair enough. So what other physical things, what things kind of fill that competitive drive? Is there anything else that you do now?
Well, I'm kind of in a break period. This is like the worst I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
But I like to lift. And it's funny, like when you start talking about like, hey, we're going to be doing this podcast, like I have a perfect story for like why it was so hard for me to let go. But right after college, like I did play the softball and stuff, but I just stopped working out.
Yep.
I just stopped lifting. I was like, there's no point. I'm not lifting for anything. Like I'm not preparing. I'm not trying to be stronger for anything. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to prepare myself for a sport.
Why am I trying to improve my body? Like
Right.
what I always lifted, I always did this for the sake of competing better,
Right.
being a better teammate,
Right.
doing all these things.
Right. And so I was just like, there's no point of working out right now. So I probably took, I don't know, it was at least 3 months before I picked up another weight after graduating. And then I had I don't know if you guys know who Aaron Henry is.
Yes.
But he was my lifting partner in college.
Yeah.
And he was like, what are you doing? Like you can still make sure that you are in good health, in good shape. Like, let me put it this way. How about you work out for your wife or your girlfriend at the time. Like, work out for her. There's some motivation right there.
Yeah,
And I was like,
whatever your brain kind of needs to frame it
and then I
as.
slowly got back into it. But it's that's about the other thing that I have time for. And Kathleen and I always talk about like doing a couples bowling league or like doing volleyball or something, but like
you guys
we just don't have time. Oh, we're terrible at volleyball.
I know,
together.
but that's why it would be like,
yeah, because
it's so far removed from anything that either of you did.
No, it's not that we're terrible at the sport. We're terrible with each other. Because I admittedly I have a problem.
Highly competitive spouses trying to play.
Yeah, that, and I have a problem with like, I try and get everything in volleyball. I need to learn how to trust my teammates more, but and she gets annoyed with that.
We played one season. I think maybe it was our sophomore year of intramural volleyball at DePaul.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only played that one season. Some basketball players are also volleyball players. Those don't go hand in hand like a lot of people think they do.
Right.
So as a person that played both of those, yeah, I was that one that like my brain couldn't not play it regularly and in the flow of the game. And I may or may not have body checked one of my teammates out of the way because I went for the set because I was like, no, I get the next set. And it created a whole thing.
I hear that.
Yeah, I kind of like jumped over one of my teammates. Yeah, it started to become a concussion concern. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
But I did not work out for sure my entire first year of PT school. Basically the entire time I was in PT school. Because why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to do something that gives me a body that I'm not going to use it for anything?
Right. Yeah. And I didn't even think about like overall like trying to get my body to a certain it was like, okay, I worked out because I needed to stay in shape for baseball. I didn't think I guess it's the same concept, but I didn't think of it as like prepping my body. I was thinking more so just like, okay, this is the regiment that I do for baseball. Like, so now I don't have baseball. I don't need to do anything. Like that was kind of the mindset, but it was a hump that I had to get over.
Yeah. Do you feel like in the example that you gave, right, that your teammate had kind of said and encouraged your motivation, do you feel like you needed to find another external factor to do it in the sense that you were kind of saying, okay, I don't have baseball to work out towards, but it's like, okay, well, what if I need to work out to stay healthy for my significant other or whatever, you know, whatever the motivation is. You didn't use, I just need to be healthy for myself.
Right.
So that
It wasn't that. It was more so just like, I don't know. I started thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe I could just try and start lifting more weight, like trying to be stronger than I used to be. Like, so that, I guess that more than anything.
Yeah.
And I kind of like doing my own thing. I've always liked doing my own thing. I hate going to classes.
Really?
I guess that plays into this as well because I can't stand, I shouldn't use the word hate, but I cannot stand that Kathleen goes to a CrossFit gym and she calls those like trainers, they call them coaches. Like that's like one of my pet peeves that like, and I don't even know if I've told Kathleen this, like
amazing
that it bothers me this much, but like they're not coaches. Like in my mind, a coach is like coaching you in a sport, like to achieve a goal, like the same thing that we talked about when we first started talking. Like you're trying to really play a competition to achieve something or win a championship or something like that. I cannot stand somebody telling me what to do unless it's like a partner. Like don't tell me what to do in a class. Like it just, it irritates me. So I'd rather just do my own thing. Yeah. Yeah. That's just, I don't know. That's something weird about me.
Yeah. I mean, in the CrossFit world, right? Because it's like there are CrossFit competitions.
Right.
So it's like I think it derives
for sure
down
they're coaches.
From that.
I don't
but
know
I get
why.
What you mean where it's like if someone's going and working out and they're not trying to compete in the CrossFit
Right.
games, you're like, I don't want to put myself in an environment where this person is randomly calling themselves a coach. And again, they might be certified, they might have all the things.
They're
but
for sure coaches.
But for you, you're like,
that word just doesn't make sense to me. But they are coaches. Like you if you break it down logically, yes, they're coaches.
Your brain
They're
can
coaching
get there.
them. My brain can get there, but I just disagree with it. Like for whatever reason, I just like there's a block there that I'm like, I need to logically think, okay, that's fair. They are coaches. I can't say that they're not, but at the same time, I can still say I just don't like the fact that they're called coaches. And maybe that just stems from the fact that I would prefer to do my own stuff. But yeah.
Or that you would prefer to work on something that you're competing in.
Well, that too. Yeah. That too.
So don't be a coach over me if I'm not there to compete in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because then, in a sense, and again, speculating, but it almost flips your brain into athlete mode.
Yeah.
Where you're like, no, I have found that the lifting side of it, the strength training side for you is you need that to not be a competitive thing, and you need that to not be sports related.
Right.
That just has to be you lifting, you doing your own thing.
It's like it goes deep enough to like the encouragement. When I go to Kathleen's, like they have a competition day and they're like all encouraging each other on, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like it, but it's like something deep down. Like I clearly have a mental issue with like being able to not accept that that's like not a sport, or that it's just like it's definitely probably stems from like that I still want to play college sports deep down, but it's just like I cringe every time I'm like, they're like, oh, come on, let's go, you're doing great. I'm like, shut up, like just let them do their own thing, because but that's not everybody. That's obviously I'm the one that's being bitter, and I'm the one that has the weird mental kind of like concept or perception of it, because it a lot of people do love that, and they do love that sense of community, and it makes them feel like a team, and that's how they're able to do it. Like I think that's Kathleen. She likes being able to go there, have a community, feel like she's a part of a team.
Right.
That's not me, because I still can't disconnect from like I wish I was back on the bus or something, like, and like hanging with just going to practice. Like I talk about that. I used to hate practices waking up in college, and now I wish I'd do anything to go back and just have a practice with the team. So you guys definitely feel like that. I know you guys talked about that during the Hall of Fame induction. So yeah.
What is it that makes you wish you could go to practice so badly?
Well, I tell people that it's you miss the team, you miss like the guys, just like, and it goes back to the same conversation of you're working towards something, and you just miss the guys and like the camaraderie of playing, and like just telling stupid jokes while you're taking fly balls, or like
you even saying this right now, this is the first time that my brain is even kind of thinking through it from this perspective, but also the in-betweens of practice. So you saying that, immediately I'm feeling, I would so give anything to like have a week of practices. Caveat, a week of practices where like I'm already conditioned and like in shape, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to necessarily do 2-a-days practice.
You don't want to do a Coach Huffman workout
I don't really
right now.
Coach Huffman 3-hour workout right this second. But when I was competing in that, I would so go back into it. But even as we're talking about it, it's like, do I want to do transition drills for 3 hours?
Right.
Well, no, that doesn't sound exciting, but also, yes, I would so do it.
Right.
But also the being around your teammates as you're all walking into the gym and just going into the locker room. Chatting randomly and just like being around each other for those in-between moments and us all being on the same schedule.
Right.
Let alone, also college sports. It's like you also get to live down the street from your best friends, like and that can be a college thing in general. But the sport piece you saying it that way. And you hear people talk about like, okay, you're about to graduate, you're not going to be playing sports anymore, quote unquote, no former athletes miss being part of a team. They miss that. But it's like, you just kind of unlocked something for me in that, yeah, I miss being a part of a team, but you can also still stay close to your teammates as human beings.
Right.
But it's that flow and it's that kind of in between the practices moments.
Yeah.
Where when you're in it.
Yeah.
And especially for us, we had 5-month seasons.
Right.
So when you're hitting, end of February going into March, you're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness it's turning into postseason because holy crap, we've been doing this for a while.
Right.
Man, I would give to have that.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I'm kind of ready for this season to be over feeling.
Right.
I can't say that I really had that feeling that often. Usually we wanted our season to go as long as it could.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's that like, oh yeah, there's moments when you're in it and you're just like, fuck, this can be done now.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you're done, you're just like,
right.
Yeah, I'll go practice.
Yeah.
Find me the most boring part. Find me the most boring part, the things that we hated the most.
Right.
When we were still playing. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I would do that. But I mean, I don't want to sound like somebody who would just give everything to like go back for a day.
Fair.
I don't want to make it sound like that, but at the same time it's like, yeah, I would go to see my brother work out with his team and it's like that's the stuff you really miss. Like you go to practice and you're like, okay, what are we gonna do tonight? Like and then you're walking there and you're figuring it out and then you wake up the next morning sometimes, and you guys didn't deal with this, but as on the baseball team, like if we didn't have a game, like we're waking up and we have an early practice, we might be waking up a little hungover, and like we're going through it together, and like you're like, oh, put a smile on, like act like you're
boys, act like, make it look good.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, it's something that you're never admit. I think that's what makes it so great, is because like it's only 4 years. Like you can't, if it went on forever, it wouldn't be as special. And so it's just like, yeah, you're always going to look back. I mean, I still have times with high school. I played with the same group of like 8 core players from age 8 until 18.
Yeah.
Like we had a very special bond with a lot of those guys. And I'm still so close to like 2 of them specifically, very, very close. They're my best friends.
Yeah.
And then like we got one that's still playing baseball. And when we get to see him, like it's great. We just catch up like old times.
Yeah.
But it's you still remember those times, and like it yeah. The best way I can describe it is I wouldn't be sitting here talking about how much I miss it, sounding like a loser that like really, really wishes he could go back. But if it was for such a long period of time, it wouldn't be like those moments when you're kids or when you're in college. It wouldn't be as sweet.
You don't sound like a loser.
Well.
So don't talk about my friend like that. But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it didn't, because you can go talk to somebody who's still playing 10 years, post college, and they have that practice that they're still going to. They have that workout that they're still going to. Maybe they love it. Maybe they're just like, yes, this is what I've always wanted, and I'm chilling and I'm so happy every single day. But a lot of them too are like, it's
both.
It's kind of like ready to be done. Like,
it's a job.
Yeah.
It's like it's I wanted this for all my life, but it's a job. It's no joke. So
totally. And so it's interesting because again, that's why there's not any way that you should, right? There's no shoulds.
No.
There's no way you should feel about it. There's no, perfect way to handle it. But I do think talking about it and just acknowledging that these feelings are okay and that a lot of us have them. Yeah. They might present in different ways, but just that feeling, and even, even just that cut off from the workout, even though we all know better, we all know better. We all know it's like, I felt that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I personally am still working back into that, trying to
Right.
get consistency again, and it just is so baffling, and sometimes it can just create that negative cycle and that self-worth moment where you're just like, why can working out for yourself not be enough?
Right.
There's just so many pieces, but even just hearing you, talk about your experience and then kind of how you've shifted into the next thing, how you
Right.
don't like working under a coach,
Yeah.
it all just creates a camaraderie, and it
Right.
creates that kind of, okay, this
Yeah.
is all right.
Right.
We're all doing fine.
Yeah.
We're all loving life. We're all like making it work.
We're getting there. Yeah.
We're getting there. But yeah, with so many retired athletes feeling this way and kind of that connection with teammates and things like that, why do you think it's so hard for us to find that post sport?
It's hard to replicate is the best way I can describe it. It's like when I was growing up, we had, like I said, that this group of 8 guys primarily that we played baseball, basketball, sports with, hung out with, like did everything with. And we had a good group of, well, my parents tell me we had like a great group of parents that got along.
Yeah.
And not to go on a tangent, but you got youth sports now. Like they always talk about the worst thing is just dealing with the parents. And we had a great group of parents, great group of kids, like, and we just loved playing baseball. I mean, we played more baseball games than I could ever imagine putting like my kids through right now.
Fair.
Like it's
Fair.
just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like talking about that is like, it's still something that in my memory is like something so special that I don't think we'll ever be able to replicate that. Like you're never going to have such a special group of kids. Like, and I relate that to your 34-0 season. It's something that's like never going to be able to be replicated.
Yeah.
Because it's such a special group of girls, and like just it was great. And yeah, you're always going to be searching for something like that in the future. I think I've learned to accept that you're never going to have that perfect type of scenario.
Yeah.
I don't know. We like that same group of guys. We went to state championship game my high school senior year.
Yeah.
We lost. We weren't supposed to lose. Like
we
were heavily favored. If it was a betting game, like we would have been favored by a lot, and we lost. And so I think going through that, and like me and my buddies still talk about, well, what could I have done differently there and there? And this is high school baseball, but it was a state championship, and
you don't forget,
with that same group that we had been playing with since we were 8 years old. And so I think losing that game also helped me mentally to be able to realize like not everything's a movie ending, not everything's a fairy tale ending. It's just like, yeah, it sucks, and it was tough realizing that like I was never going to play with those guys again, like, and it sucked. And like coming to terms with that after high school, like it didn't, I don't know, the in between didn't bother me as much, like losing that in college. After college, because I had already lost it with like these kids that I played and grew up with like from 8 years old. And so, you're always searching for that, and you're always searching for it with like your friends and like the people that you meet, and maybe in your job or something like that. And I think you just got to try and pull bits and pieces from it, because it's never going to be the same. It's never going to be full circle like it was. But if you can find things here and there, I mean, in my current job, like I work with 2 individuals that I absolutely love working with. And if I can work with them for the rest of my career, I'll work with them for the rest of my career, because we just vibe, and so in essence, like that's what I found in my real life that matches what I had like back growing up.
Yeah.
Because
feels the most similar.
Could I take a risk and go find like something that's maybe a higher paying job, or like more of a make or break, like commission based thing with commercial real estate? Yes, I could. But then one, I'm not going to get to work with those 2 guys. And there's so much doubt there. And then I think if you're going to have a successful marriage, you got to find bits and pieces with it, with your your family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it's easy with Kathleen because we're both so competitive. And so, like,
Yeah.
we're competing, like, with everything we do. And whether it's, like, trying to get ahead in life. And, like, we work so hard we just bought this property. We work so hard together to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's where you kind of find, in my mind, the in-between still in everyday life.
You just kind of refocus it, and you're still using those same pieces and parts of you. It's that working towards a common goal, right?
Yeah.
So even like you're saying with the people that you work with on your team, I just feel like through playing sports for so many years, it's like, okay, your team gets together at the beginning of the season. You set your goals for the end of the season,
Right.
conference championships, national championship, whatever the goal is. It is interesting how, when we all become adults, we might all have individual goals. Like you're talking about, like you and Kat, or like a person and their significant other, like they're going to have goals. But that having that collective, for us, for basketball, we had, I think 19 players that year, like 19, 20 people, all purely with that goal. Other things going on in all of our lives,
Right.
all of that. But when we were there for just that.
Yeah.
And we were there competing and doing something that we started when we were a kid because it was fun.
Yeah. And I think that's why people gravitate towards, like, startup companies, is because, you do have that sense. Like, I mean, I work for one of the biggest real estate firms in the world, and they send all wide company emails talking about how you need to have a one mindset. And I think, like you said, because I played a sport in college and growing up, like, I kind of just, not to say roll my eyes, but I kind of roll my eyes. I mean, it's just, it's not the same. It's not the same thing, and it never will be. But that's why I commend people who do the startups and they have 20 individuals really actually working all towards one thing.
Yeah.
And trying to make, whether it's making the world better, trying to make the most money possible, whatever the case is, like, it's kind of cool when you have those situations. And I think definitely I would be willing to bet that a lot of those people are athletes.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stat out there that I think, especially on the women's side, I think it's either in the 80 or 90% of like women that are in C-suite positions across all companies. It's like 80 or 90 played sports, were athletes, are athletes. And it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, too, they talk about all the time, put your kid in sports, builds self-confidence, builds, teamwork, self-confidence, learn how to work through adversity, all these things that we gained as humans.
Right.
What they also don't talk to you when you put your 6-year-old in sports for the first time is, hey, when they turn 23 and they're done playing college sports, now all of a sudden all their self-worth and all these things are also attached to their sport.
Right.
For some people.
Right.
Not for everyone, but yeah, I think it's, yes, I think in the work sense, people can find a team mentality, but it is so special.
Yeah.
It is so special what we got to experience with our teams, but so many of those positive things, trying to find those again in adult life.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to do. And
it's
I mean,
very tough to do.
In my job, I don't feel like I have a goal or like a set goal, but like, it's nice to have people that you enjoy working with. And
Absolutely.
I think that's like probably one of the most important things you can find.
Totally.
So
totally brings a lot of value to it.
Yeah.
Zach, thank you.
Yeah.
For coming on the podcast.
Appreciate you having me.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I mean, I want to go play baseball. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel seen by you.
Yeah.
I hope you somewhat enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, it was a good conversation.
Would you say, if I asked you the same question I asked you at the beginning, are you an athlete?
I think that mentally, like, it never goes away. But like, if you threw me out in the field, then nobody would call me an athlete probably right now. But
I still fully believe that is a lie.
Mentally.
But I get you.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yes.
I feel that.